If you haven't watched my stuff before, my thing is usually that I try my best and I don't succeed. And that's my entire thing, and usually I'm very sad about it, hence the cry in my name. I game my little heart out. I game until I can't anymore, and it never works out for me. A lot of people think that that's because I'm trolling and I'm doing it for the sake of comedy, or that, oh, you know, people are gonna be so shocked when they see how bad I do. No, I'm just naturally this way. If you want evidence that I'm not trolling, and that if I show you my gameplay it is genuine, this is the one. Because guess what? A Christmas miracle happened in War Thunder today. I was blessed by the gamer gods, and you're gonna bear witness to it, because this was special. I discovered something about myself, and I did things and pulled stuff off that I never have before. I've played a war game before, and it didn't go very well. That's on my channel. It's Hell Let Loose. You can go see it. And I was expecting this game to go very similarly, considering they both have to do with war, and I was worried. Immediately upon booting in, I picked the cutest tank, and I'm overwhelmed with all these different component options. You know, I'm not a mechanic. How the heck am I supposed to know what any of this stuff does? So I kind of just, you know, researched something or another that sounded like it kind of did something like, ooh, smoke grenade, that's a grenade, grenades are powerful, that works, right? And I just said, yeah, good enough award. And I load in, and I just kind of go for it. To summarize what all of it felt like, it differed from my Hell Let Loose experience, but it still had similar stressors there, you know? I was really slow and fat as a tank. And when you're slow and fat, you can't necessarily find things to kill too easily. But the good news is that I wasn't playing Where's Waldo anymore like I was in Hell Let Loose, because when you're a tank, you're really visible because you're so big. You can't really hide behind cover, which was bad for me because, you know, people could hit me from God knows where, but it was good for me too because I could see people so I could get a shot on them. Can someone tell me what I need to upgrade on my tank so that I don't just shoot once and then need to wait a minute for it to reload? Because that was probably what was the worst part about it. I'd rather have like a machine gun. There's probably a machine gun add-on here that I can't see, right? Yeah, that's probably it. Main point is, in Hell Let Loose, you hide behind trees, and in War Thunder, you destroy the trees with your giant freaking, what are they called? Wheelie track thingies. So, it's better. You're more powerful. It's a little bit frustrating to load into a new game every time I die twice. That was one of my big issues. I quickly realized I could add more tanks, though, and more crews with money, so that was pretty good. And when I added on a new crew, it sent me into a plane tutorial. So I did this tutorial for air battles, and I kind of thought, hey, you know what, this is fast, this is speed, I can shoot things a lot quicker. My guns, they're not like the tank where I just fire once and that's it, right? I can fire just as much as I want. The airplane was giving me everything that I wanted, so I loaded into air battles, and thus the Christmas miracle began. In air battles, they're nice enough to give you a tiny little target. It makes it so you don't need to aim your shots. You can just put your cursor on that little other target and it tells you where you need to aim for your shot to be aimed. I know that's a little bit confusing, but it makes sense. It felt like a 90s arcade game where I just kind of had to point at the targets and then shoot, and for some reason the simplicity of that made it so it felt really exhilarating, really fun. So I've never been first on a scoreboard in my entire life. In no game have I ever been first on a scoreboard, but somehow it happened here in War Thunder, in air battles. The last place I ever thought I'd be able to reach the top of a scoreboard. And I don't know why, in truth. Maybe this isn't that impressive. I don't think it is that impressive because nothing I've ever done in a video game has ever been impressive. I don't want you to rain on my parade. I'm taking this. It is something that I can brag about now. Remind me if I'm wrong. Maybe there's something up with the matchmaking that makes it so, you know, you're only up against people that are really bad, but I've been told that it's not that way in this game, so maybe I'm just a prodigy. Feel free to humble me in the comments, because I do think something is up. There's just no way this is my calling, right? There just is no way. There has to be a catch. There has to be a catch somewhere. Let me know if I'm wrong. Look at that. I was destroying. You know, in the air, I'm freaking unstoppable. I'm like a dragon. TryNCry the dragon. That's my new name. You can call me that. So I thought, my thought process was, hey, maybe it has nothing to do with air battles whatsoever. Maybe something finally clicked in me just within this gaming session, and suddenly I'm good at all games. So I load back into playing with the tanks, and I was pretty much going 1-for-1 a lot of the time. Going 1-for-1 is more than I do in most games. The overall consensus is, if you're bad at war games or games in general, try War Thunder and try air battles, because it may surprise you. I don't know why. This is the only calling I've ever had in my entire life, and that's because it is not a colossal failure. And I'm taking my victory. It is my Christmas present to myself, and if you want to be a nice person, You won't be mean and say that I suck. Okay, bye.